Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rudi, and thank you so much for being here. So there's a tornado watch, of course, why wouldn't there be? It's actually nearing the 3-year anniversary of this huge tornado that came through Tennessee and came through Nashville. So it's about that time. As Lizzo would say, it's about damn time. I thought today, I was in a chatty mood, but I already had my makeup on because I had to film something else earlier for a TikTok. And I was like, what can we do for YouTube today? And I have been scrolling on Trend Mood recently and just like, I am being ruthless this year with brands. Like, we are not letting things slide. We're being absolutely ruthless. We are literally throwing the Mjolnir at their ass this year because we don't have the money to be spending on products that are not worth our time, our energy, all of that. And obviously part of my job is to help you figure out what is going to be good for you. But let's go through and see what's coming up and talk about maybe things that I've already gotten in PR that you don't need, or things maybe that I am actually interested in. I have a good mix here. Basically, we're doing my old ass series of buy or buy, which I haven't done in like a year because I've had other stuff I wanted to talk about, but today we're talking about some new launches, sweetie. So if that sounds interesting to you, you want to hear about what's been coming up in the makeup and skincare world, keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe. We talk about skincare, makeup, mental health. We do hauls, we do vlogs. We kind of do it all, and I would love to have you subscribe. Okay, so if you don't know what Trend Mood is, it is a Instagram page of a woman who basically finds all of the brand new makeup and skincare that's coming out and posts about it before it is live. So it gives consumers a chance to see like what's up and coming, what's new, what's fresh, all of the tea. And sorry, I'm listening for a tornado siren. PTSD. So that's what Trend Mood is. It's Trend Mood 1 on Instagram if you want to follow along or if you're interested in knowing what's new and what's next. But I'm just going to kind of go randomly based off of what I'm seeing here. And the first thing that I'm seeing is something that I do have with me that I want to go ahead and de-influence you on right this second. And that is the brand new Cali Ray highlighters. These are the highlights and they are said to have beachy, gleamy hybrid feel highlighters. So I got these in PR in a package that was just honestly super disappointing. I got both shades, but one of them was completely shattered. So just keep that in mind when you're ordering because I do know a couple other people whose were also shattered. This is the gold shade. I think it's in, Moonlight Beach. This is way too dark for me and so gold. And if you actually look at the swatches, you can see that like they're both quite dark for light skin and then they look pretty okay on medium skin, and then the pink shade looks super light on the dark skin. So for them to just release 2 shades, I was like, what's going on here? There's no mirror in the packaging, which, okay, but there's a space for a mirror, and they just feel really, really cheap. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was not excited about this at all when I got it, and I have worn it, didn't like it. I will say I feel like I really enjoyed Cali Ray. Over the past couple years, like I love their skin tint, I love their mascara, their eyeliners, and their lip products, and I don't know what's going on. Like, some of these launches they've been coming out with recently, I'm just like, and I got something else in the mail from them that I can't talk about yet because they have not announced it, but when they do, Lord, we will be talking about it. So I'm gonna need them to step it up because I want this brand to be coming out with some good ass stuff because they have in the past, so I know they can again. But honestly, unless you have a very specific middle of the road skin tone, like the perfect middle tan shade that's listed here, I would skip these, or if you like a super, super gold highlight, but it just wasn't for me. Okay, next up is something that I'm also gonna be skipping, and it's honestly nothing to do with the actual product, it's just the shades aren't really for me, or like not my favorite type of shades. This is the new Haus Labs powder blushes, and it comes in 5 shades, and these shades to me are just like really, really bright and beautiful, and I think that they will be absolutely stunning on dark and deep skin tones. I just like a light wash of like a pinky or like a terracotta shade on my cheeks. I don't like the work of having to make a blush work for me because it's so pigmented and so bright. I find that it's just better for me to use a cream that has like a neutral skin tone shade. That's what works for me. That's what I tend to go for. So although I think these look really pretty and I appreciate them showing them on different skin tones on the face on the website, I still won't be picking these up because none of these shades are really calling to me. The shade Acai Sky is really pretty, like that berry tone shade, but again, I have so many blushes. I have 2 full, if you've seen my declutters, 2 full ash drawers of blushes. Like, I need to hold off for a bit, but I do think these look nice and I've heard good things about the formula, so. All right, next up is something that I will 1000% be buying. 1000% will be buying, and that is the Kopari Body Glow Shield Body SPF in this limited edition rose gold shade. Listen to me here. This product, not in the limited edition shade, in their normal shade, was my favorite body sunscreen of the year. It was in my favorites of body care for 2022. I freaking love this stuff. It is so good. It actually protects your skin with SPF 50, but it also leaves this insane glow on your skin and makes you look like a dolphin. Like a dolphin. So the fact that this is coming in a rose gold shade, which is even more of like this beautiful warm tone glossy brown, like sign me up. Sign me up. The only thing I don't like is that it's limited edition and I think you can only get it on the Kopari website, which I will be doing. Like, I am not even a huge Kopari fan and I'm like 1000% I'm in for this. It is so good. Do I wear body oils all the time? No. But will I in the summer when I'm out and about, when I'm on a ton of vacations this year? I'm going to France with my husband. I'm going to 38 with my best friends for our 30th birthday. Hell yes. Hell yes, I will be buying this, and I will obviously give you all the tea because look at it. Look at it. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I wish it wasn't limited edition. I might have to buy two. This hair is bothering me so much because I'm going for a blunt cut. I just got it trimmed again, and she was like, it's gonna take a little while before we can get it fully blunt to be at this length because you have some hairs that are shorter or whatever. So I'm like, get back there. All right, this next one was a little bit surprising to me. From Glow Recipe, I actually saw the group of people that were on their brand trip recently talking about this. Like Michaela was talking about this. They went to Wyoming, I think, for a brand trip with like the biggest TikTokers out there. I saw someone talking about how now like the brand trips are not with YouTubers, they're with TikTokers. And I was like, wow, it's right. Like, when's the last time we saw Manny on a brand trip? We haven't. We've seen Michaela. Anyways, this is the Glow Recipe Strawberry BHA Pore Smooth Blur Drops. It says that it's a treatment and primer. So this is like starting to edge into the makeup category, in my opinion, which I always love to see skincare brands coming out with makeup. I don't always love to see makeup brands coming out with skincare, but I do think when skincare brands come out with makeup, usually it's pretty good, or they have like some really cool ideas to mix skincare and makeup together, kind of like what Summer Fridays does. I do know Glow Recipe has kind of done a little bit of that with their Watermelon Niacinamide Dewdrops. I actually don't love that product. I've talked about that a couple of times. It's not that I don't like it, but I just think there are other products out there that do the same thing, that show up more on the skin, that give you more of that glow, like the Stay Glowy Super Gel. So I don't personally love a pore filling product, but I am very curious about this because blur drops, like, is it going to be really thin? Is it going to be like just for this area, or should I be applying this all over the face? I'm very, very curious. I will probably get this in PR. I don't think I would pick this up myself, but if I get it in PR, I will definitely test it and let you guys know the tea, because for like long wearing right here, I don't hate it. It's an interesting drop from them for sure. Okay, next up is another pass for me. This is the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Bronzer. I think I have those blushes. I honestly may have gave them away. I think I gave them all away. Yep, I gave them away. So I don't even like this formula. I just found that the blush formula of this was kind of patchy, and I prefer a liquid blush that comes in a doe foot applicator or something easy to apply, or just a straight up cream blush, because when it's a liquid like that, you have to blend it on your hand and then blend it on your face, hope that it sets before you put on a cream or a powder on top. Like, it's just very finicky to use a very liquid product like this. And then to add in the fact that it's a bronzer, I would be afraid of going overboard. I don't know. This is just not my formula that I love, and I tend to end up skipping on the types of blushes that I get in this formula, or bronzers. Like, for example, the Glossier blushes. Like, I really want to like these because I think the colors are great, but I just don't like this formula, and I don't like the packaging. I find that it's not easy to use when I could use a liquid blush that comes like this, you know, that has a doe foot. So that's just my thought on it. I'm definitely gonna skip it. I think that if you are a liquid bronzer person, you might like that, but I also think, do I even have any liquid bronzers? I don't even think I have any liquid bronzers, so who am I to say? If you like liquid bronzers, absolutely go off, queen. And speaking of bronzing, I think we're gonna talk about a couple in this video. Milk just released a new contour line and it looks so good. They actually did send it to me in PR and I have the second shade here in Stoked. I don't contour my skin very much, if I'm being honest. I'm just more of a bronzer person. Even if it's like a wedding or an event or something where I have a lot of makeup on, I still don't usually contour. I don't know, I'm a bronzy type of gal. But I will swatch this for you so you can see, oh my God, this thing is like on there. No! Of course, this always happens to me. I feel like the weather has been so crazy that my room is like really humid and then it's cold and then it's humid and then it's cold and it's really humid today. So I think that it got like stuck. Anyways, I don't apply these to my face. I put them on my hand so I'll survive. I love these so much. The contour shade, oh, I'm so stupid, versus my favorite bronzer shade, what that looks like. And again, I'm like a light to light medium skin tone, so you can see the difference here for sure. So this is the bronzer shade in Baked that I love, and that is the contour shade in Stoked. So you can see there is quite a difference in the level of warmth on the skin, which I appreciate because we are gonna talk about another contour product that's come out recently that is not really a contour at all. It's pretty much just a bronzer. I also have the shade Blaze in their bronzer line that I can use in the summer. So that's Blaze, Baked, and that's the contour. So I love these. I think Milk's cream products are absolutely gorgeous. I prefer their cream like blushes and bronzers over the cream highlighter. I just think that it's not as like dewy as I prefer, but their stick products are gorgeous and they also came out with a few new blush shades in their sticks. So if you find something from their stick line that you think you'd like, totally recommend picking it up. Okay, we're getting to a product I actually am interested in buying and haven't tried, and that is the NYX Fat Oil. What does that say in the middle? Fat Lip Oil. Fat Lip Oil. I will say, like, what is up with every single brand trying to take the marketing from another brand? Like, obviously the fat in the title is like a Fenty thing. Fenty uses fat in all of their products, like fat water, fat this, fat that, like to say that it's really juicy and plump. So to me that was like, okay, whatever. But these look really good and I've heard really good things about them. I love the colors. I think these colors are gorgeous. I love the like darker browns and the berry. Like if there's a berry and a brown, count me in. Also this like kind of terracotta-y like clay shade, plus a clear, you can never really go wrong. I'm pretty sure from looking at these, they have the fat doe foot too, which is always a win. It just feels like very luxurious. So I'm probably gonna pick one of these up. I haven't yet just because I'm like, I have a lot. NYX sends me PR sometimes, so maybe I'll just wait and see. But I have to go to the mall this week anyways, so I might just have to grab me one. Okay, next up is another product that I'm interested in. I haven't tried any of the Pop Shots from Charlotte Tilbury. They're eyeshadows, they're single eyeshadows, but man, they look so damn pretty. They look so good. They kind of are like super pigmented, but also crystally and metallic and wet looking at the same time. I think like exactly like in this photo, having sort of a wash all over the eye would be literal perfection, and these colors next to each other are just really doing it for me. I would probably not wear that purple, but for some reason I am drawn to it. I think it is so beautiful. But the copper shade is stunning, stunning, stunning. I will say, I think there are other shades of this product on her website, so I might just need to go look there and see if there's like one that's really drawing me in, because I am interested in the Pop Shots and I've heard really freaking good things. Charlotte knows what she's doing, unfortunately, for my wallet, and these look really good. So let me know if you're interested or if you've tried one of the Pop Shots and what color I should get. Okay, this next thing, I need to go grab something to see something. Does this look familiar? Not exactly the same, but they're close. This is the new Huda Beauty Mattes palette, and bitch, it looks just like this Jason Wu palette. This is the Jason Wu What It Is palette, and yeah, What It Is, yeah. I think it's the What It Is palette. This is like $10 at Target, y'all. I'm not even kidding. And this is probably one of the best matte eyeshadow palettes I've ever owned. Like, I wore this on my wedding day. It has cool browns, it has dark browns, and then it has a really nice gradient of lighter shades for different skin tones. This has like a darker, looks like there's 2 dark browns in here. This only has 1 dark brown, but do you really need 2 dark browns? It has a couple more orangey shades, but if you guys need a good matte palette and you're looking for a 9 pan, get this one. Like, I know Huda makes good eyeshadows, but honestly, get this one first and see what you think about it. And then if you're like, no, this ain't it, then try the Huda. But like, this color scheme is wildly similar. I'm just saying. All right, time for another bronzer contour comparison. Tower 28 came out with a line called the Sculptino, and I've talked about this line because I actually got a hold of the product early and I got to talk to you guys about it and show you it. And it comes out in 4 shades, and this is supposed to be a contour sculpting product. But I will say, from wearing it, and I have the second shade, which is Getty, I will say I like this more than the original bronzer, and I find that this is not a contour shade, this is a bronzer. It is basically their bronzer, but without the shimmer. So I would not personally contour with this if you were like really looking to contour, because it is quite warm, but I will swatch the their warm bronzer, their shimmery bronzer next to it. This is in the shade West Coast, which I also believe is the second shade in the line. I personally don't wear their bronzer too much just because it is shimmery. It has like a dewy finish to it, and I've told you guys before that I just prefer a more matte to satin finish bronzer, and then I'll kind of amp up the look with a dewy blush or a dewy highlighter, something like that. So that is the original blush in the shade West Coast, and that is the new Sculptino in the shade Getty. But you can see, like, it is a little bit cooler than this one. This one has a super warm undertone, but by no means would I call it like a true, I wouldn't call it a true contour shade, which, like, Tower 28, they're known for like their natural makeup. So the fact that they came out with something that is considered a contour, you should know what to expect, that it's probably going to be closer to a bronzer shade. That being said, if you like the Tower 28 formula, you will probably like the Sculptino because it is very good. It's just not as cool as a typical contour, and I still freaking love it. I actually prefer it to this one, so just letting you know. Okay, we've had enough of the damn wands. This is the new blush tape from Tarte. First of all, the tape. Why is everything the tape? Everything is tape or everything is maracuja for Tarte. It's like, that doesn't make sense anymore. Shape tape was about shaping your under eyes and having this coverage, and now this is blush tape, but it's in a wand. It makes no sense, and I've had just about enough of the wand products. If I'm being 100% with myself, I'm not even sure I like a wand. The best wand that I own is the contour wand from Charlotte Tilbury by far, but like the blush wands and the highlighter wands, like I never am drawn to the wand. I'm always drawn to a cream blush. So I will not be picking these up. Moral of the story is I will not be picking these up. These look like they have a little bit of sheen to them as well, which to me, I'm like, I have the Man-Eater blushes from Tarte that are just as good and just as like shimmery, sheeny as this photo, that have probably way more product in them and they're easier to use. So if you have the Man-Eater blushes, which they look like this, hold please. These are the Man-Eater blushes. They're so much easier than a wand too, because they have a doe foot on them and they have the most beautiful finish. Like, this is in the shade Coral. This is in Coral. But like, do you see that glow, that like sheen to it? You don't need the blush tape. They're just repackaging old products at this point, and the Man-Eater is actually very good. So I'm definitely skipping this, and I think I'm pretty much done with the wand life. Done. Okay, the last thing I wanted to talk about is also something that I was sent in PR, and I want to retract my statement. Well, okay, I have a few things to say about this. This is the new Jones Road bronzer. It's a powder bronzer. They sent it to me in the shade Tan, which I think is maybe the second or third shade. And I didn't think I would like this. It also came with this humongous brush. This is their bronzer brush. It's way too big. It's so big. I would say that's more of like a powder brush, but I didn't think I would like it. I do. It's a very nice matte bronzer. I like the undertone for my skin. It's like a little bit more cool than your typical bronzer. And I think that's the whole point of this. Oh, I have the third shade. I think this is the whole point of this product, is that it's like made for people who have cool toned skin. I don't, but I have a couple friends who have tested out the shade Dusty Rose and found that it actually looks amazing on them as a bronzer. And I was kind of being like, what the hell is that? That's obviously a blush. But for my warm skin tone, that would clearly be a blush. But on cooler skin tones, it looks more like a contour bronzer. So I take that back. I digress. That's not my skin tone, so I don't have anything to say about that. But I do really like this. I think it looks very nice on the skin. I will say like the range here in terms of like the depth of color, it is lacking. That darkest shade needs to be much darker, and I think the lightest shade seems to work, but I don't know. This is like one of the first things I've actually liked from Jones Road, so I would be curious to see them come out with more powder products because I don't really like their freaky little creams. Okay, let me know down below if you plan on picking any of these up, or if you have opinions on any of these, or if you've already tried them, or if you want me to try them. All of the things, and I will see you guys in the next video really soon.